We do have time for questions. And a question did come in during the presentation, which asks, will USCIS process all available applications from the rural category? We have seen delay to process the applications. I love to have our speakers give their thoughts on this question.
Well, let me see if I can narrow the question. If the visa petition is filed today for an investment in a rural project, the Immigration Service will reach a decision on that. And once that decision is reached, the visa will be pulled from the allotment of approximately 2,000 visas. Okay? So yes, the answer is it will be pulled from that, let's say, set aside.
Well, let me ask this question then, Ignacio. So let's assume then that all 3,200 have been pulled. What will happen to the 3,201? Will that go into the next year's allocation, or will that then come out of the 6,800 that are available?
So my answer is, in, let's say, year one, there's 2,001 rural petitions. All of them are approved in that 12-month period. Okay, so 2,000 are allotted. We have one extra. If that one extra is can be matched with an available visa number from the general pool, it will be allotted the visa number from the general pool. Because of the waiting list of several thousand investors from the People's Republic of China, that's unlikely to happen. So that one visa, the visa number 2001 from year one, will be pushed into year two. And in year two, there will be 1,999 visas in the rural allotment rather than 2,000. That would be my answer today.
Okay.
But of course, we don't know for sure because the Immigration Service still hasn't given us regulations, guidance, or even a pat on the back for having read 100 pages of EB-5 law.
Maybe we should point out that the visa allocation year runs from September to, or from October the 1st to September the 30th the following year. Obviously, if they're going to run out of certain visa allocations in August, then that one visa waiting to go into the next year doesn't have too long to wait. But if they run out in February, let's say, because there's been such an uptake, then yes, people may have several months to wait before the visa allocation comes through. So this can be good, but it also can be bad, can't it? It's a double-edged sword in a way. It depends how popular these categories are going to be, and obviously how USCIS and the Department of State are going to administer it.
Yes, it is variable. The only saving grace is that concurrent filing, which I'm encouraging everyone to take advantage of if they can.
For those that are here, if you're abroad or you come from a visa waiver country and you don't have an E2 visa that gets you here, and you're not on an E2 and you're not on an L1, then you're still going to have a wait, aren't you? And the fact that there's filing is not going to help you.
The way I look at it, these are the kinds of problems that I want to have. We have visas. They're promising faster processing. They're promising concurrent filing, which actually is happening. That's real. So. In the great scheme of things, but big picture, I'm okay with these things.
I agree.
The thing that I'm not okay with is the uncertainty. I think the Immigration Service needs to rise to the occasion and start talking to the industry and investors. They need to open those channels of communication and say, hi, we are aware that we need to develop regulations for agents and allow for registration. We are aware that we need to address regional center amendments. We are aware that the litigation didn't go our way, and we'd like to hear we're going to desist, which I don't think they're going to, or we'd like to hear what their thinking is. But this idea where they live in this hermetic black box and kind of issue these decisions from on high it was never a good idea. It's still not a good idea today.
No, I think we definitely owe a debt of gratitude to Congress for finally doing something positive. We owe a debt of gratitude, I think, to Behring, because the two lawsuits that they brought, which I think changed things significantly and helped investors first who had.
Yeah, totally right. Totally right.
Now the regional centres, but we're still a long way to go. And as I say, I think anyone who is looking at this from outside the United States, so not here on a visa, doesn't have a way of getting here lawfully, for them, there are improvements, great improvements, especially those sort of improvements that Osvaldo talked about, the things that protect investors from fraud and bad actors. But in terms of processing times and what you can do in the meantime, yeah, for those countries that that have treaties with the United States and can, for instance, if that's what they want to do, have an E2 visa, it's still a valuable way of getting here first. Get an E2 if you can, and then once you're here on your E2, apply for the EB-5 and file adjustment of status applications when you think appropriate. I mean, there are things that people can do still, even if they are currently outside the United States, that are worth speaking to an immigration attorney about.